And if you're not yet a mom, I would advise you to keep these challenges in mind so that you make a conscious decision to either become a mom or not a mom. Let's be honest and stop romanticizing motherhood. Motherhood is not always fun, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Ruzhoff, my lovelies, inspiring you to live an empowered life. Welcome to our family. Thank you so much for all your support, for always watching. And if you're new here, kindly join our family by subscribing. Get yourself a tea and enjoy the video. So we tend to have society romanticize motherhood, and with the era of social media, it's even worse. We get pregnant, we show off our baby bumps in designer clothes, we take photo shoots, we do baby showers, and everyone's like, oh my god, that looks so cute, oh my god, that looks so easy, oh my god, that looks so simple. No, motherhood is not always that romantic, it's not always that fun. We'll start with the pregnancy. We talk about morning sickness, we talk about people that are sick throughout the entire pregnancy. I was one of them. We talk about permanent body changes. Some people go completely out of shape. They put on lots of weight. They end up getting, prenatal diabetes. They end up getting high blood pressure. They end up getting preeclampsia. It's a life and, death situation, and yet we still have society romanticizing that and even criticizing people who decide not to become mothers, who choose not to become mothers. I feel we really also have to talk about the other sides that, and the things and the challenges that come with motherhood. Being that I'm a passionate mother myself, I think I am the best person to talk about this, and also the realities of motherhood that are not so romantic and not so fun and nice and oh my god, I am a mom. If you're not a mom, one thing you need to know about motherhood that is not fun, that is not romantic, is the constant sleep deficiency. And this doesn't stop when you get the baby, because normally when they're still tiny, you're barely sleeping, you have eye bags falling up to your chest, but it goes on. My kids are preteens and I still have sleep deficiency, because as a mom, you're always there for your children. You have to be the one that wakes up first every single day. Much as my kids are independent, for example, and still wake up early on Sunday, but during the week, I wake up at 5 a.m. every single day, because my kids have to be at school at 7:30 a.m. And I'm a mom that likes to see that my kids are prepared, they have everything done. And even if I decided to sleep, it wouldn't be possible, because once they wake up, you hear them, move around, and then your sleep is done. Looking on the other side, if I wasn't a mom, I would still sleep up to 7 a.m., wake up, get to work at 8. But it's not possible. I'm always at work at 6:20, 6:30, because again, my sleep has been disrupted by my kids at 5 a.m. So I have to wake up at 5 a.m. So it's a lifelong situation compared to someone who is not a mother. You decide when you wake up, you decide what time you go to work, and it doesn't have to be always waking up so early. Because when I was in high school, for example, and in primary, I always thought, when I become an adult, I'm finally going to sleep long. And no, it was a lie. I wake up even much earlier than I did when I was still in school. So yeah, you have to keep that in mind and know that motherhood is not always just fun and rosy. Facts. And then we have to keep in mind the societal pressure, the societal expectations. Now we have the social media perfect moms who want to tell you how to parent your kids, how to tell you how to be a perfect mom, who want to act like they know it all. Lovelies, motherhood is not always easy, and then it is a shame when society expects you to be a perfect mom 24/7, 365 days a week, to know it all, to have all the answers. It can even take a mental toll on someone, this constant pressure, whether someone is a single parent or in a partnership. The mothers carry the biggest chunk of responsibility, and then we honestly don't need the societal pressure, but it's there. So you have to keep that in mind if you're going to be a mom. And if you're a mom, I would say release yourself from the pressure. Do what you feel is right for you and your kids. Do what is good for you and your kids, and let the super moms get a hang of it and don't stress yourself. And seriously, no one talks about the fact that when you become a mom, you're signing up to be responsible for this human being for the rest of their lives. Yes, my mom is still responsible for me and I have my own kids, but it's crazy that you're taking up responsibility for this tiny, lovely human being for the rest of their lives. And it's work. It's really work. It's really lots of sacrifice. It's really lots of pressure. And I feel those are things that some people really need to talk about, that we need to know about. If someone ever writes a manual, that they let people know it's work, it's responsibility. It's not just, oh, little munchkin, oh, my little baby. This responsibility is too much for one person to bear. But yes, that's motherhood for you. You've heard the phrase that moms never fall sick. It is very unfortunate, but it's the truth. You must constantly function, whether you're ill or not, whether you're in the mood or not, whether you're feeling it, you're under the weather or not. As a mom, you still have to function, and I know that myself. And I have amazing kids that are quite independent, that really make motherhood and, parenting them very easy for me. But still, you can never turn it off and be like, oh, now I'm going to fall sick and go under the covers for a whole week and not do anything and not say anything. I remember that when we had Corona and my kids took care of me and they did everything. But still, your mind is like, I'm still a mom. I still have to see if they are fine. I still have to see if they have a fever. I still have to see if they are functioning, if they're going to school. Like, it's wild, And unfortunately, the pressure is on. You constantly have to perform, whether you're sick or not, whether you like it or not. And that is something that is not so fun, not so rosy. The kids are lovely, but again, there will always be challenges, and you really have to keep in mind if you're going to be a mom. So don't just come in and be like, it's going to be just fun. No, it's not always fun. And if no one told you, kids are very, 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 very expensive. Oh yeah, kids are very, very expensive. So I can't break it all down for you. Of course, it depends on the kind of lifestyle you live. But I'm telling you, you're going to have to feed them. The older they get, the more food they need. Then you have to buy them clothes. They get more expensive the older they get. They want fancy things. They want, Nike Airs. They want, designer watches. If you're traveling, you have to pay more for hotel rooms because, again, you have kids. And the older they get, the more expensive it gets. Like my flight tickets prices have doubled with their age, and the hotel room prices have doubled with their age. So it's a lot of money. Don't get kids if you're not financially ready, if you're not financially stable. And I know some people are going to be like, oh, God will provide for them. Bullshit. God only provides for those who provide for themselves. I don't want you to bring children in the world and make them suffer and make them live a basic life and make them not have even the basic necessities just because you thought God is going to provide for them. Only get the number of children that you can afford. It's a phrase, but it's a fact. You must be able to afford your children, to give them a good life, to give them a happy life, to give them a fulfilled life, and that costs money. So my love, if you're considering becoming a mom, keep that in mind, work on your finances, and when you feel you're stable enough, get kids. Don't get 10 kids, don't get 4 kids if you can't afford them. If it's only one child that you can afford, do you. Don't let anyone tell you, oh, but they need a sibling. Oh, maybe 3 kids would be nice. Lovely, they cost money, okay? Unless you're going to slave away for the rest of your life, then have 10 kids. Other than that, have the number of kids that you can afford because they are expensive. And we really can't pretend not to know that some kids are difficult. Some children are difficult. Of course, as a result of so many different factors. It could be, birth deficiencies. It could be neurological problems. It could be the kind of atmosphere at home where the parents are to blame. It could be due to puberty. I told you I have preteen kids. Thank God they are still normal. They are still okay. But I also noticed a few changes, and that can be challenging, And society doesn't take well to a parent complaining and saying, oh my God, my kid is driving me insane. Oh my God, these kids are driving me wild. Society is going to judge you. They're going to be like, you're a terrible mom. But fact is, there are days when you can't stand your kids. Or there are moments when you can't stand your kids, when they're driving you insane, when they're driving you crazy, where they're not understanding. They think, everything just happens. And maybe you've just had a bad day and everything just feels rough. Of course, as a mom, I know how to deal with that, and I've done videos on intentional parenting, how you can handle such situations. But fact is, there are some children that are difficult, that will take an emotional toll on you. And parenting, being a mom, can also be very stressful physically, emotionally, psychologically. And that's something you really have to keep in mind. So before you make the conscious decision to become a mom, you really have to watch this video first, so you're sure of what you're getting into and still be able to make the right decisions. And while saying that, make sure to share this video with all your friends that are intending to become mothers or parents, and of course the ones that are still mothers, so they can also let us know other challenges of motherhood or what they've experienced as mothers. And if you're a mom, what has been your challenge being a mother, or what are some of the challenges that you faced? I would be curious to know that, and I'm sure our society, our community here would also enjoy and benefit from knowing such of those challenges. So I'll end the video on the fact that motherhood and parenthood in general requires sacrifice, requires unconditional love, requires putting yourself last sometimes, though I always emphasize that you shouldn't lose yourself into parenthood. You shouldn't forget who you are. Matter of fact, sometimes you just have to come last. Most of the times, actually, you come last. So you have to be ready for it. You have to be ready to love unconditionally. You have to be ready to put in the work. You have to be ready to put yourself last sometimes and not to be the priority, but your kids. You have to be ready for the fact that you're going to live in constant fear of what could happen to your children, of what might happen to your children, of if your children are okay. You're going to be in constant fear of, if something happened to me, would my kids be okay? So motherhood is really a serious responsibility, and should you decide to be a mom, you should take it on knowing it is a beautiful journey. I love being a mother, but it also has its challenges that you have to accept, that you have to acknowledge, and develop skills on how to, manage these challenges when they arise. And if you're not yet a mom, I would advise you to keep these challenges in mind so that you make a conscious decision to either become a mom or not a mom. And for society, I would kindly wish that we don't judge people that make the conscious decision not to become mothers, not become parents, because again, one should have the choice, especially considering all these challenges. And again, to motherhood, I love being a mom, and to all the mothers out there, may the journey be easy for you. May the journey be smooth. May God always protect your children and guide you on how to raise your children intentionally. My lovelies, once again, like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. That way you get to support us. I'm here to inspire, uplift, and empower you. Thank you.